Well, everyone, welcome to World at War Comics. Super excited to have this award-winning creator and writer on, Mr. Chuck Brown. Chuck, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight, man. It's such a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I've been watching, I'm on YouTube all the time anyways. I've seen you do some interviews lately. Hopefully we don't repeat too much, man, but very exciting with what's going on the Kickstarter. I think it funded in like 3 minutes, which is pretty cool, man. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I thought we would jump into a few topics if you're okay with that before we jump into the Kickstarter. You know, I had read a few things as I was preparing, and I kind of knew this was happening, but with all the success that happened with Bitterroot, we hear there's a movie coming, and I think it was a few years ago. I don't know if you had any updates as to what might be taking place with the movie, or are we still kind of just in the waiting game, which always happens when something's going to be adapted, right?
Yeah, it's still definitely in the waiting game. It started in like 2020, 2019. It was optioned by Legendary for live action film, and from there, we got Ryan Coogler on as one of the producers with Proximity Media, and Regina King joined as director. But since then, there was the pandemic, and then there was the writer's strike, and as far as I know, it's no longer with Legendary at the moment. But it's still attached to Proximity and Regina, and we're gonna see what's happening. But mostly, me and the guys just focusing on just doing a good comic and putting the comic out, and maybe doing some more in 2026 or 2027. So that's the goal right now.
Well, that would be pretty amazing to get. I guess this would be like the third round, right?
Yeah, this would be the this would be the third round. Yeah.
Because last year, what was it called? Last year we had in 2025 we had another. Was it 12 issues?
No, not was it 12?
There was 12. It might have been 6, but
it was 5. It was 5 issues for the next movement. That's what
the next movie. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah,
right. But before that, it was the 1924 Bitterroot, the first one we did, the family business. That one. Yeah, we got 15 issues of that one. The omnibus came out for that one.
Yeah, I saw that, man. That looks awesome. That's beautiful, man.
Oh yeah,
dude, that's like Rick Remender good. I don't know if you've seen all of his that he does after his series are over.
No, I haven't. No.
Oh man, that beautiful hardbound. I mean, the coloring on all of Sanford's art is so freaking amazing. But yeah, that looks very nice, man.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. But it is such a fun, amazing title, and man, Sanford Green can draw.
Oh yeah, man, he's a beast, man. He's a beast. Call him the mayor of comics, man. He's a killer.
Yeah, for sure. Outside of Bitterroot, I know you and David and Sanford have worked on some other things. You have plans for like new titles that you want to work on together, or is everyone kind of just busy doing their own thing right now?
We're mostly doing our own thing. Me and Sanford talked about collaborating on something we did several years ago called Rotten Apple. It came out Dark Horse. That was back in 2012, and then we got busy doing other stuff, and Bitterroot kind of blew up. So we've been talking about maybe revisiting it, but we'll know. We don't know yet. We'll see.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And the three of us kind of tossed around doing the anthology, the 2026 of Bitterroot anthology, but we don't know. Everybody's kind of busy. Yeah. We'll see what happens, right? We're making plans for it. We're talking about it. It's in the back of our minds, but time will tell.
Yeah. How many stories are you sitting on right now, Chuck? Are you constantly kind of putting down ideas and kind of working on things for like your own IP? Or are you just working on working with some of the larger publishers doing some of their stories?
Mostly right now is my own IP. Yeah. I'm working on a series of short stories I'm going to publish on my Substack and maybe a few other places and submit to contests, things of that sort. Working on an ongoing comic book series. Finally found an artist for it. So we're actually meeting tomorrow just to talk about character design. It's very early in the process. Yeah. But if you join my Substack, I kind of reveal stuff on the Substack, and that, just trying to build a small community, not trying to put it out into the void right now, just trying to develop it and really polish it and really make it great and then kind of show it to the whole world. But for now, just a small audience in my Substack of what I'm working on and what I got going on. And playing email tag with DC and Dynamite Comics. So, we'll see what happens,
yeah.
Would you like the idea that you could be crowdfunded, or would that be something you want to take back to like the image again?
Say it again.
Yeah, is that something that you would want to crowdfund, or do you think that you would take that to like Image?
The ongoing comic that I'm working on.
The what you're working on that's kind of at the very beginning stages. Is that something eventually you would like to take to Image, or
I
you want?
prefer to go to Image.
Yeah,
because you own it all, right? But if there's no room for it, then I would definitely do Kickstarter. I may want to try to do both. I know Skybound does that, where they do the Kickstarter, and they also do image as well through the actual local comic book shop. So if I can find a way to do both, that'd be cool. But as long as I get it out to the people, it's all good.
I mean, obviously with your writing and Sanford's art, I could see doing something very unique for Kickstarter to get fans to get over there to make sure they grab that, even though they know it's going to come out on Image. I mean, that could be from a collectability standpoint, just because I mean, what you guys accomplished on Bitterroot and some of the other things you worked on, I feel like a lot of fans would want both. Like I'll do Kickstarter and get it there, and then I'll go to the Image and get the ongoing, you know what I mean? After
right. Because Kickstarter has its own ecosystem, right? Its own audience, its own different set of people that want to just support up and coming projects. So you want to capitalize on that, but also, do something for, the hardcore fans that still go to the comic book shops every Wednesday and have some cool variants and cool covers for them to collect and, still get it in their hands as well. So
I kind of utilize myself Kickstarter as like like I have my comic shop where I have my pull list and I'm, my Wednesday warrior. So I'm there every Wednesday, but I do like on payday, I'll go through Kickstarter and just see what's going on. And I do enjoy kind of shopping that too. I mean, there's hundreds of, people stuff. And I'm always surprised, I'll find a gem or two once in a while. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you'll get something you're like, man, they did not look anything like the Kickstarter. But it is what it is. But a lot of time, man, I'll grab something like, wow, man, that was actually pretty amazing, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of great projects on Kickstarter, and there are people that do one like every other month or so, which I find incredible. I hadn't done one since maybe 2022 when I did my book of short stories. I haven't actually done an actual comic on Kickstarter, but again, that's something that's part of your day, trying to figure out how that would work, what rewards you would give, and what are going to be your goals, and promotion and marketing, so. A lot of to think about, a lot to keep on your mind. So.
Yeah, for sure. It also shows how much talent is out there and how hard it is to break through on some of the bigger publishers. I mean, you broke through. What was your first project on a large publisher? Was it 2012?
Probably 2012 with Dark Horse. When
Dark Horse, right?
Sanford did the Rotten Apple book. Yeah.
As you know, right? It feels like it's not super easy to break through in comics with a publisher that has mass distribution, and obviously Kickstarter just provides such an opportunity for creators to kind of bypass that and still get their art and their work and their stories out. But it also shows, man, it seems like it ain't easy, right?
No, it isn't. It isn't. Just promotion alone. You sometimes like you're posting into the void. Right, which is kind of why I like the newsletter styles, and the ideal of Substack, how you can kind of grow that small audience and really find the people that support you and what you're doing, and try to focus on them, and hopefully pick up other people from TikTok and Instagram and things of that sort. But you want to kind of herd them in to where you are and what you're doing. So.
Do you find it easier once you have some success, or in your case, a lot of success, being an Eisner and a Ringo award winner? Do you find it easier once you hit that kind of pinnacle to be able to bring in those people, or is it just as hard no matter what?
For me, it's just as hard no matter what, man. Just for me.
Really?
Because I'm kind of a quiet guy, right? So most people can, be a whole different persona online. I'm the same across the board, right? I just don't like to talk a lot, right? So if you're not online these days, you're invisible. And if you're invisible, you're not going to find your audience. So that's just a challenge. It's, for me, stepping out of your own shell and getting out there and showing people that you exist and showing them what you do, and hopefully they'll find you. So
yeah. Well, I mean, you've done quite a bit between Marvel, Wolverine, DC, Black Manta. I mean,
Mhm.
you've done a lot. Superman. You've touched a lot of amazing characters.
Yeah.
Removing Bitterroot, because my assumption is if you look at your career so far, I mean, Bitterroot has to be a pretty high point of your
Absolutely.
career. Yeah,
Absolutely.
100%. So
Absolutely.
let's remove that because that one seems obvious because I'm not sure too many creators are able to reach that kind of pinnacle in their career.
Right.
Outside of that, what are you most proud of that you've worked on, since you've gone kind of professional with a publisher outside of that one title?
Yeah. So again, like you mentioned, I always kind of go creator own first. So
Yep.
it's probably my other image book,
God. Yeah.
Flawed, that I did with Image, and on the Stump I did with
Well, the
Image.
stump was dope, man. I picked that up.
Oh, nice, nice.
I know I have it right here. I picked that up probably 2 years ago. It's one that I did not pick up when it first came out. Because when
Oh,
did it come out?
geez, I think it came out in 2020 because it was the
2020.
pandemic. So I dealt with that whole thing. So
100%. Yeah, yeah.
sales weren't great because of that. And again, I wasn't visible. I wasn't saying, "Hey, this is what I'm working on. This is what I'm doing every day." Saying,
Yeah.
"Hey, this is who I am. This is what I created. This is why I'm proud of it." But yeah, this is one of Fallout and On the Stump. I'm really proud of these. It's like probably my most my rawest voice so far. Really,
100%.
a reflection of what's happening in the country and in the world right now, in a sense.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Flawed as well. Flawed as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And nothing against the big two or big three, but I always kind of go to creator own stuff
For
first.
sure.
That's where your heart is, right? My fanboy lives in Marvel and DC and Dynamite stuff, but my heart is with my own stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Nothing like having an idea and seeing it come to life on the pages of a comic book, man. I feel like for me, just as a comic book fan and reading comics for 40 years,
Mm.
I think it's one of the best ways to take in stories, man. I don't know. I
Yeah,
love
yeah, I love it. When people get to participate in the pages, right?
it.
You gotta read along. You gotta use your imagination a little bit.
Yeah.
You gotta know how to read a comic. You gotta really get to the comic book shop, right? To really get into this stuff, right? So because sometimes it's so far removed from other media, the movies and video games and TV and the emergence of AI. It's a really true art form, a really true collaboration of different people. So
Yeah, absolutely. With everything that's going on, you mentioned AI, and obviously it's a super hot topic in the comic book industry. We just, like even Disney. I know I don't want to get you in trouble or anything. I know we're doing,
no,
but Disney just mentioned that AI in film is going to become a very big part of moving forward. Because as you know, the CEO is stepping down, and new CEOs coming in, and they've mentioned that they're going all in, man. It's going to be a big part of their movies moving forward. Obviously we want to protect artists and everything else. Like, what are your thoughts on the comic book industry? It seems like a Jim Lee has taken a pretty strong stand. I know other smaller publishers, like Mark over at Mad Cave Comics has taken a pretty strong stand, but not everybody. I don't think Marvel has come out and said what Jim Lee said. So what are your thoughts, man?
Basically, exactly what Jim Lee is saying. It doesn't, AI, you know, AI. I'm thinking is something that we use to, simulate models of how black holes exist, type of thing, right? And kind of make our lives easier, not take our livelihoods, not get swallowed by the capitalistic, beast, as you would, So, I wish there'd be regulations on it. Wishful thinking. I wish there'd be more banning on it. But the beast, right? The capitalistic beast is going to keep rolling, and people are going to take advantage of that, right? So, um, yeah, I don't know what the future holds, but I'm trying to be optimistic, and that's what I'm going to keep creating. Keep collaborating with artists, and hiring artists, real people as best I can. I was on Kickstarter. Speaking of Kickstarter, I was just browsing on Kickstarter, and I saw this Kickstarter, man, and it was looks like someone had like 4 or 5 Kickstarters, right? And it was mostly AI generated, and it didn't look bad, right? It looked good. I'm thinking to myself, like, how am I going to compete with this, right? How am I going to compete? It was like a Star Wars mashup or something, and and they had the covers moving and the actual cover. It was a lot going on, right? So yeah, all you can do is just keep creating art, hope for the best, and people like Jim Lee and Mad Cave making stances like that. That's what's going to be important, right? And I wasn't aware of Disney saying about the movie thing that they were going to be putting out more AI stuff, but I'm not surprised, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I mean, there seems like a lot of money behind it, man. A
profit.
lot.
It's all about profit, right? So that's unfortunate, right?
Yeah. Well, let's get on to a more fun topic, and that is your current Kickstarter. You being part of this Dynamite family on the Disney villain side of everything. I have heard you talk about your passion around kind of the villain side of a storyline. Obviously, you're writing Scar, which was a lot of fun. I was able to read a couple of the issues, and that was amazing. Can you kind of talk about why the villain side is something that you have some passion for?
Oh man, it's so complicated, man. Again, I'm trying to be too heavy here, right? So it's like, we how do I say this? It's like, you know, you would think that, our representatives, right, in the Senate and Congress would be, the good guys to here to, uplift our lives and make our lives easier and respect our wishes and our vote, but that's not the case, right? So they're supposed to be the good guys, right? So we're kind of living in an existence where we need some villains here and there, right? To be like, hey, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Enough is enough. You're not following the law. You're lawless. So why am I following the law? Type of thing, right? And also just love to be just love. It's fun to play in the mind of a good villain like Scar, like Black Manta, like Darkseid, Doctor Doom. It's just fun to play in their minds because in their minds they're not the villain of the story, right? They're the hero of the story.
Yeah.
So it's just fascinating to play with. I don't know why I gravitated towards it. And also with I think Black Manta was the first. Always loved creating villains, but Black Manta was the first villain story I really got published, right? And for Black Manta, it was like I just saw this character. It was a really cool costume, right? And I don't know when it was. I don't know, maybe my late 20s, early 20s. I was like realized that Black Manta is a black man, right? And he's fighting literally like a sea god, right? And he's holding his own against all the villains. And I'm a huge Batman fan, right? I'm a Batman fan because he's a human, right, amongst all these gods, and that's kind of what Black Manta is. He's a man among gods holding his own, right? And that's kind of what fascinated me, and that's what kind of really got me into wanting to do more villains, and why I was really excited when they said to do Scar. I was like, okay, I can see myself doing that, And of course, there's the anxiety going with, are the fans of Lion King gonna, come after me? Are they gonna be pissed or whatever? But or if Disney was gonna be going back and forth about changes and what they want, but none of that really happened, right? I wasn't worried about nothing. Right? It wasn't too many edits with Scar. It wasn't a whole lot. It was a pretty smooth process. Yeah. I haven't heard anything about people hating it. If so, then I ain't listening. But it's all good. It's
been a couple of years now, right?
Yeah, it's been a while now, right? So
that's awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, I feel like no matter what, you're gonna hear from fans, man, positive or negative. It just, yeah, it doesn't matter. It could be the most amazing thing. You're gonna find a couple people out there that'll just crap on it. So,
right. It's
like it's bravery of being behind a phone, man.
Right. It's you gotta listen. They may be saying something that us and the creators in the industry need to listen to.
Yeah. I agree. Well, what I'll do is, if it's all right with you, man, I'll pull up the actual Kickstarter so we could show fans.
Okay.
I put the link right here in the comment section for those of you that are joining us. Thanks for hanging out. The link is right here. It's also in the notes of this video. So whether you're watching it live or you're watching it later, I have everything down below. I also have all the different ways that you could follow Chuck on socials and websites and all that good stuff. So yeah, so here it is, man. So you handled Scar. Mm-hmm. These are all hardbound books, man.
Yeah.
And the set looks incredible together. I thought maybe real quick, I'll just play the video for people that are watching for the first time, and then we can comment on it. That's all right.
That's fine.
Hey there, Disney fans. We are so excited for these brand new collectible issues of all of our Disney villains. And before I go on and on about it, I'm going to let the artists describe the books to you.
Hello, I'm Sue Lee, the writer and artist for the Maleficent comic book series.
Hi, I'm Sweeney Boo, the writer of the Cruella comic book series and the artist for several of the covers.
I'm Chuck Brown, the writer of Disney's Scar comic book series. Scar is also illustrated by the very talented Trevor Farley.
Has there ever been a more dastardly villain than Maleficent? She is one of the original Disney villains, causing havoc since 1959 after all.
Cruella is one of the best Disney villains of all time. And anyone who threatens puppies to make a fur coat is a villain through and through.
Everyone knows that Disney Scar is a classic villain, but it's not the evil deeds that draws us to these characters, right?
But everyone loves
a
a good
villain.
villain. And they don't come in any better than Disney's incredible rogues gallery of dastardly evildoers.
Some of the most rotten Disney characters to the exclusive graphic novel editions.
It takes a special person to root for the bad guys and gals.
Beneath their outward warts and vile wrappings lies the monster that we love to loathe.
That's why we are thrilled.
To be part of the new Disney Villains Kickstarter project.
We are bringing 4 of the
Baddest, meanest, and wickedest villains to the party.
with exclusive graphic novel editions
And a treasure trove of collectibles
for fans to enjoy.
This project has 4 incredible graphic novel collections:
featuring rogues like,
Cruella,
of course, Scar,
Hades and Maleficent.
and each story completely collects the comic book series.
in your choice of format and features.
It also has your favorite artists on wonderful covers.
They will look incredible in your treasure trove.
It's time to get your villain on. Help yourself to some fabulous loot.
And make your mark with the Disney Villains graphic novels.
So, I hope you enjoyed the collection.
Don't miss out. Every good villain needs a little evil to spread around.
Come and join in the wicked fun. You know you want to. After all, we're all villains here.
That's cool, man. I actually have Sweeney Boo on. I think next week we're trying to set that up. So,
Nice.
yeah, that's cool, man. So, all that work. So it was 5 issues. Was it originally?
I think Scar was 4 issues.
4. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always tease Dynamite, man, because I remember when Scar and also the other ones came out. There was like 25 covers. It was insane.
There's a lot of covers. I'm actually still seeing some. I'm like, I didn't know that was a cover. Yeah, that was kind of dope.
Dude, they go nuts on covers, man. All good though, man, to each their own. But yeah, there's a lot of cool, like for people that are watching, man, and you're a fan of the Disney villains. There's been a lot from J. Scott Campbell coming out, a lot of opportunities to get signed covers from him, all kinds of cool stuff. Is there opportunities? Is there anything that you're signing throughout the Kickstarter, Chuck?
I think there's something on here. I think I signed some kind of plates like before the Kickstarter started. I'm not sure how that works. So
yeah,
but I had to sign some kind of plates where they kind of transfer it to this for the Kickstarter. So
makes sense. Yeah, a lot of Kickstarters on this type of stuff, especially IP owned by a larger company. It's just too hard to get everybody together to sign books, so they do the plates, and that's cool, man.
Right.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, so I mean, it's going live now. I don't know how much time it has left. 7 days to go.
7 days, yeah.
Yeah, 7 days to go. And I don't know, man, as a creator and having friends who write comic books, man, hitting $100,000 on a Kickstarter is just mind-blowing to me. Of course, it's Disney and Dynamite, but that's insane, man.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, but it took a few years ago that the larger companies started doing Kickstarter, right? Like there was the Keanu Reeves one and things of that sort. So yeah, it's a different thing. You know, it feels more like a retail place than a crowdfunding spot, right? But it's all good. It's all good.
I think they saw some of their market share being taken by all these creators. Like, dude, we better start selling on there too, man. Like Skybound, I think they had the G.I. Joe Kickstarter. It was $3 million. It was insane.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's insane. Yeah. That's sick.
I was the guy that bought one too, man. I'm a big G.I. Joe guy.
It's all good. It's all good.
That is dope, man. So here's your title right here, man. Who's the artist with you?
Trevor Farley.
Trevor Farley, that's right, man.
Right.
Is that the first time you all worked together?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
That is awesome, man. So everything is below. There's all kinds of cool goodies that you could get as well. Here is a pretty cool box set that you could get. So there's all kinds of different, ways that you could get your villain set, but get over there and check it out. Very cool, man. Very cool, man. Right on, Chuck, man. That's pretty awesome, man, to be part of something like that. Like, is there a major difference when you're writing for an IP like that's owned for Disney? Like, do you get a lot of notes of what you can and can't do, or they just kind of give you like freedom to tell your story?
No freedom. No freedom.
That was a definite no.
I mean, you get a little bit of freedom, of course. But,
yeah.
Mostly, I know with Scar in the beginning, they gave you certain notes. They let you know this comic takes place, during the movie, during this timestamp, and between this timestamp, and that's where you create your story, right? And then from there, I kind of did my first draft and went in and did a few edits, but it wasn't a whole lot. But there was another project that I was supposed to do with that was a licensed property, and that was a totally different experience, right? It was like back and forth, and eventually the project just got canceled. It just wasn't working out. So I got really lucky with Scar. It wasn't a whole lot of notes, just a few restraints here and there, but for the most part, I kind of get to flow with it. I created two characters. I created the two Vulture characters that are in the story for Disney. So,
that's cool, man.
Yeah.
That'd be cool if they do another Scar and they enter those into the movie, man. That'd be pretty awesome, man.
It'd be better if I got any money for it.
I wasn't gonna bring that up, man, because I'm not sure that's gonna happen.
Capitalism.
That's hilarious, man.
All goes back to that.
I know it kind of does, man. That's why the amazing creators like a Jeff Johns and like all these guys are starting their own thing, because correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, like you said, we're all fanboys of Marvel and DC. We grew up with all those characters. I think as you're growing up, it's a dream to be able to touch a Superman or a Batman or a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But eventually, right, you got to do what's best for you and your future and your family. And unfortunately, for most people, it's not that, right? It's a great experience. I'm sure people financially do okay, but I don't think anybody are walking away millionaires from writing comic books for large publishers when they don't own anything. So that brings us back to owning your own IP and how important that is for creators to be able to do that. But yeah, I don't know if you agree with that or if that.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, creating your own is definitely gonna be important. Always be careful when you're creating something for a larger company. I did it with DC as well. I created a couple characters there, right? And I think DC. I don't know how Marvel handles it, but if the character I created a character called Deadeye for DC Comics. He's Amanda Waller's nephew. And if something blew up, I mean, I would get compensated for it, in a sense, right? But someone once said, no one's going to remember, who wrote Spider-Man 385, right? But they will remember who wrote, Sex Criminals, right? They're going to remember who wrote Spawn, right? They're going to remember who wrote Bitterroot. So, creator own is important, definitely, and there's also nothing wrong with dabbling as a fanboy with Marvel, DC, Dynamite, etc. So, okay.
I heard you're a big Spawn guy.
Oh yeah. Where'd you hear that?
I hear things, man. I've seen interviews of you and stuff in the past, but I'm a huge Todd McFarlane guy. I've had him on the podcast, and
nice. Yes,
yeah. I have like a bunch of creators within the Spawn universe. In fact, I have Jonathan Glapian and Daniel Enriquez on tomorrow to talk Curse of Shirley Johnson. I'm a big McFarlane Spawn fanboy, so I try to get as many of the Spawn. Thomas Healy I have on all the time. Like I love those guys, man. I just love that world. Of course, Todd's art, man. When he hit Hulk, then he hit Spider-Man, and then Spawn blew up in the 90s. I'm 50 years old. I'm already getting out of high school, and then Spawn hits, and I kind of stepped away from comics. That sucked me right back in. Of course, Mark Silvestri, Cyberforce, Darkness, and Witchblade. Like that whole 90s was like super impactful for me. I don't know if that was the time that you came in too. I don't know how old you are, but was it that 90s kind of captured you like everybody else?
Yeah, so when I was growing up in the 90s, as mostly I got most of my comics from like the pharmacy, right, the little spin rack, or the grocery store, right. I didn't set foot into a comic book store until I was old enough to drive, right, when I went to college, right. And the first thing I bought was Spawn #1, right. That was the first thing I bought, and after that I was just kind of hooked, right, because I had never read anything that was so gritty and so raw, and it wasn't approved by the comic book authority, and it was kind of controversial at the time. You know, he was killing people, and Spawn was black. You know what I'm saying? So it was, and he like fought the Klan and stuff. So it was dope, man. It was dope. Yeah. So it had a huge impact on me. And yeah, I mentioned earlier I'm working on an ongoing series, and the artist that I'm working with actually has done some Spawn stuff. So things will kind of come full circle. So it's kind of dope. Yeah.
You gotta come on with me when I have Thomas Healy on, man.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. Yeah.
Seriously, man, he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, and obviously he is the big guy underneath Todd. That's checking everything out, making sure all the titles get out on time, and he has a lot of responsibility there, man. I don't know how he gets it all done with all these titles that are out there, man. It's crazy.
Just give me a call, man. I'm ready. All good. All good.
Do you have an idea of a story you would like to tell within the Spawn universe? Would you want to do something in Spawn? He has this whole Spawn universe with all like Violator, like all these characters that they created.
Right.
Do you have an idea for a story that you'd like to tell?
I mean, Sanford was actually talking to Todd a while back about somewhat of a Bitterroot Spawn crossover in a sense, right? So I would love to do something because the Spawn started the ages, so I would love to do like a Harlem Renaissance Spawn during that time, something along those lines. So that'd be kind of dope.
Yeah. Todd is very protective of that character. Mm-hmm. And Rodney got permission in Philadelphia to have a couple issues with Spawn.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
And then the guys that are writing Radiant Black, I've had them on, and they just had one with Medieval Spawn. So just like in the last few years, they kind of allowed that. I think the timing is right for a Bitterroot with Spawn to be added for a story or so, man. I think that it's a perfect story for that too, with everything Bitterroot is fighting.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Do you have a favorite Spawn?
I have a favorite. I do like Medieval Spawn, but I love the design and look of Gunslinger Spawn. He's just really dope. Yeah. And I'm a huge Sam and Twitch fan. Again, these regular human cops around all this insanity. I'm a huge fan of those two. So
yeah. I think you would do really well in the Spawn universe, man.
I could definitely see myself writing a Sam and Twitch story. That'd be cool. Like anything in that universe would be dope to play with. Crime, supernatural stuff. That's kind of my wheelhouse. So that'd be dope.
The time is now because you might already know this, but I mean, Sam and Twitch, the way Todd's handling it, it's an ongoing series. Mm-hmm. Bringing in writers and artists for like 4 or 6 issue arcs. Then they're done, and he's bringing in another ones. So I don't know if how far he has planned out of people who are coming in and leaving, but actually Thomas Healy is actually on it right now, and his arc's about to end, and I'm not sure they've released the name of the next one. So like if you want to get on Sam and Twitch, the time is right now, Chuck, because that's the whole way that he's managing that title right now.
Easier said than done, man. You put a bug in the ear, I'm down. Right?
Yeah. You would kill it on Sam and Twitch, man.
Thank you. But there's a lot of amazing writers out there, man. So it's a lot of good competition in a way, but you got to stay in your game. You got to stay visible. And again, I need to put more stuff out, and so they can say, "Hey, that's kind of dope. I wouldn't mind him coming on Sam and Twitch." So it's on me to put out the best stuff I possibly can, and see where it goes. Yeah,
absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We talked a little bit. We're both fans of comics. Are there certain comics out there right now that you're reading that you're really enjoying?
What am I reading right now? I'm a little all over the place. I got to catch up. I'm real behind, but Roots of Madness by Stephanie Williams is really dope.
Yep.
Really good.
That blew up.
I need to go get the trades for Exquisite Corpses. I really don't know what it's about. I just want to get my hands on it. I want to sit down. I want to read it. I read like a couple of issues of Something Is Killing the Children. So I want to get that trade and really sit down with that and watch that. Yeah, that's pretty much most of what I'm reading right now. I don't read as much as I want to. I've written out and got this one, this Gunslinger Spawn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Jim Yunez is the artist on this one. That's why I went out and got it to check him out. But
Nice.
yeah, that's pretty much what I'm reading at the moment, you know. And still reading prose, reading a lot of Chuck Palahniuk Young novels and things of that sort, because he writes such screwed up characters. So I really love that. I'm saying his last name wrong, but yeah, he wrote a lot of screwed up characters. He writes Fight Club. He wrote Fight Club, or created Fight Club.
Fight Club. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, Chuck, I know you got another interview coming up, man. I really appreciate you hanging out with me, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm honored to meet you. Like I said, I think you're an incredible writer, man. Bitter Root. And then one day I'll get Sanford on, because his art is just, it's beyond amazing, man. You two together with Dave, I mean, some good ass stuff, man.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I hope we could do this again. And if I next time I talk to Thomas over at Spawn and he comes on, if you want, man, I'll send you a note and you can jump on.
Let's do it. I'm down.
He's a good dude, man. Super cool guy.
Excellent, man. Thank you.
Right on, Chuck. Everybody, the link is below. Get over to the Kickstarter. Make sure that you get Disney Villains. Right now, 7 days to go. So if you're a big fan of the Villains line, now's your chance to get something extremely collectible. Chuck, thanks for hanging out with me, my friend, and have a blessed rest of your week, my friend.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, you too. Talk soon.
Later.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.